Hello friends, welcome to the 3D world, which is very amusing, elusive and never ending. We will discuss about the 3ds Max software, and we have the elements of this: modeling, shading, lighting, basic animation, visual effects and animation. The first thing is modeling. First we have to model the character or a scene. In shading, what's the feel of the object? Is the object is metal object or stuff, whatever it is. Or in the lighting, we create the shadows and light effects. In the basic animation, we have a logo animation. And the basic animation, visual effects, we generate our particles in visual effects like rain or flower effect, whatever visual effects, fire effect and water effect. Animation, in animation we can cover the character animation, biped animation. So we will discuss about the modeling part first. Here are the contents of modeling: introduction of 3ds Max, basic modeling. In the modeling we have 4 types of modeling: basic modeling and extrude modeling, poly modeling and spline modeling. Here we have a interface of software. The first one is menu bar. We have the options of file, open and close, edit, tools, and here we have the menu bar, which we have undo tool or move tool. These are the views. The first one is top view and the second one is front view, then left view, then perspective view. Here we have a coordinate system, x axis, y axis. In the 2D image, we have width and height, which is x axis and y axis, but in 3D image we have a depth also. We have this z axis. Here are the positive in y axis and here are the positive in x axis and here are positive in z axis. If we below from the this coordinate 0, we go in negative. So let us move with the software. As we discussed before, that this is a menu, this is the edit, this is tool. Here we have some options. According to our needs, we are using these tools and these menus. The basic thing is these are the 4 views. In all 3D softwares, we have 4 views of top one, front, left and perspective. This is the move tool. It is going to be highlight here, and this is the rotate tool. This is the scale tool to give the uniform scaling. Move tool is for moving the object on a grid. These checks are grid. So let us start with the basic modeling. We have some default objects here like box, cone and cylinder, tube, torso, pyramid, teapot, plane. According to our model needs, like we have to make a table, so we want a boxy look of boxy object for making the table. So we will make it from the box. Start from the top view, drag the mouse button and then click, then see the height of the object in front view, then press move tool to move the object. As we discussed the coordinate system, that here we have a x axis, y axis and z axis. From the upside it is in positive and from the downside it is in negative in the y axis, and in the x axis from towards right it is a positive and towards left it is a negative. Same thing is in the software. If I move in the x axis with the move tool, then in the coordinate system here we will see the x axis, y axis and z axis. I will right click on the move tool and say 0. It is going to be a line on a grid. It is on 0 on x axis, 0 on y axis and 0 on z axis. If I move in x axis towards left or towards right, here we can see the digits move in positive or in negative. It is going to be negative 135. Control Z is for undo. If we move from the right side, then the x axis goes in positive 74. Then the same thing for y axis, and we will see the z axis in perspective view. For switching the view, for minimize and maximize the view, like I have to go in top view, then we will press Alt W for this, and for go back for all views, then press Alt W. Alt W perspective view. Middle mouse button, scroll up or scroll down for zoom in and zoom out. This is for zoom in and zoom out. Here we have a z axis. If I move upward, then it goes in positive. If I move in downwards, then it goes in negative. For this, to see the object from all the views, press Alt and middle mouse button and rotate the object. The object is not rotating, and this view is rotating. In the perspective view, we can see the object from all the sides, like upside. Then we have to come views, press Alt W for that, select the object. This comes in basic modeling, like we have another box. Select the top view. Whatever view is selecting, it's going to be a yellow border on that view. Select the top view and make the another object. In front view we can see the height of the object, and here we have a modify panel. Second, click on this and we have got the parameters of box, how much length and how much height we want. And see in front view. For rotating the object, we have this. This is for uniform scaling. When we scale the object, the properties is not going to change. If I select this object and scale it, the height, width and the length is not going to change. We can type the height also, that if I want a 200 height or 500. Manipulate its length and width. For copy the object, select the object and press shift and drag the object. Then window comes, copy reference instance. If we do a copy, we have got a copy, and if we do a instance, then whatever material we are placing in the shading, if I am placing material on one object and I have do instance for this, it's going to be copied on all object, copied items. Move it from it's a basic modeling. For taking other objects, like we have taken how much boxes, 4 and 5 boxes, we have make the table. This object, this object, we have 5 objects in this. It comes in basic modeling. This is the basic modeling. If we want to change the color of the object, here we have, here is the name of the object. By default we have taken the box, then it's come the box. Here is the color of the object, we can change the color. Select all the 4 legs, object color, see this is the 3D model. If I want to convert this into a JPG format, we will do a rendering. Here we have an option of render, quick render. We will press this, we have got a render. Then we can save it in any format. Like if you making the video, we also doing AVI format or BMP, Kodak. For JPG, for the still image we will take a JPG. and give it to a name. Here we can control the quality of the JPG, normal or maximum. We have got this render, and this is a basic modeling. With these basic primitives, we will make the models like character models or organic models or architectural models. Here is the option for reset the max. If we want to save this file, then press yes and give the path. It's going to be reset. Open the file from where we have a file. As we make the table according to our need, we take the box. We want a boxy look. If I want to make a bed, then I will take a box and drag it to the top view and see the height of the object in front view. We can pan the tools because here is the render button and here is the undo. I have take the box, go to the modify panel and adjust the height, width, length of the object. How the object form that I have taken the box. These are the faces. This is the face, and these are the segments where the line intersect the vertex form. We will discuss in the extrude modeling. Then we are making the bed here. Then take a copy in the top view. As I have told you, according to our needs, we discuss the tools. Here is a angle snap toggle. Right click on this and we have angle degree. We can decide how much we have to rotate the object according to the degree. I give the 90-degree angle to this and press enter. And on this, whatever tool we are using in 3ds Max, it's going to be a yellow. Then I take a rotate tool, and if we rotate the object, it's going to be a 90-degree swap. See, in the coordinate system we can see on x axis the object moves in 90-degree. Then on front view we will adjust the height. I have taken the instance. That's why whatever change I am doing in this object, it's going to be placed on this also. See, I am adjusting its height, and in another object it's going to be changed. Let's take the copy of this. Here is mark the instance object. Take a copy, delete the first one, then adjust the length according to our model requirement. Then I have to move in y-axis. Do everything in top, front and left views. Only see the object from all the sides or views in the perspective. Adjust the height. For minimize and maximize the window from top view to front view, or if I want to go in front view, then and I am in top view, then I simply press the first letter of the button of the view. Let F is the, if I want to go in front view, then F is the first letter for front, then simply press F, we go in front view. And I have to move in perspective view, then press P without minimize and maximize the windows with Alt W. I want to put it here. I want to put this box from this side. Then press the rotate tool. Then simply rotate. It's going to be swept in 90 degree. You can change the colors of the object from here. Select the object, right click on move tool and move it in the 0 axis. Take the copy of this and then pressing with the shift button. We have a sphere here, cone here, cylinder. I want to put here a round effect. This is a cylinder. As I've told you, this is faces and these are segments. The lines we are seeing, these are segments, and on where the lines intersect, it is the vertex form. Then go to the properties of cylinder, how much radius we want, height, and I want to cut from here. From here I want only this, I want only this much of size, half of cylinder I want. Then I put a tick on slice on, slice from here, it's going to be in negative 80 degree, and slice to, if I want to slice more, then we can put a figure here also. If I increase the segments, these lines from the property panel, then object going to be smooth. Like here we have a sides, we can see that it has a 22 lines on this object. We can see increasing of lines here. To see the render of this, we can press the render view. I model the table also, but my main purpose is model this bed is that according to our requirement, we take the objects, like we want, I want a round look here, then I put a cylinder from this standard primitive. If I take a box, then it's look like this. This is the basic modeling which we have done. Then come to the extrude modeling. Reset the max. What is extrude modeling? In the extrude modeling, we also take these standard primitives and make the object according to our requirements. And for making the bed, I have take the other objects like cylinder or box, copy of box, for making a leg of bed, for making the backrest of bed. In the poly modeling, you will extract the faces from one model. Simply, if I want to make a table or a sofa in extrude modeling or poly modeling, then start with the front top view, make a box, adjust the height, go to the modify list, and here we have a segment dividation. As we see on cylinder, how much smooth we want, we can divide length segments, width segments, or height segments. This is the faces and where the line intersect form a vertex. Then select the object and right click on the object. On the last we have convert to mesh modeling, poly modeling, patch modeling, or convert to NURBS modeling. But basically poly modeling is used in the industry and it's very simple also. In mesh modeling we have to maintain the quads, because when we animate the object we want there is no quads in the mesh or a object. Here we have a face and we have 4 vertex. When we are animating this there is no problem to animate, and if we have one more vertex here and it's going to be a pentagon, it have a 5 vertex, then we are not using the mesh modeling, patch modeling, or NURBS modeling. NURBS modeling we are using in the character modeling, or poly modeling we are also using in this. So convert to the poly modeling. Here whatever parameters we have in modify panel, it's going to be loose, and these are the vertex, as I told you, where the line intersect the vertex form. These are the vertex. Whatever we are going to select in the max, whatever tool we are going to select, it going to be a yellow, and if we select the edge, this is the edge, this is the vertex, and from the modify panel if I select the edge, this is the edge, and this is the polygon faces, and this is the element selecting the whole mesh. Here we have a vertex, if I want to come back to these parameters, then I press on edit poly modeling, then it's going to be hide. With this we are going to make a sofa. With the control key, selecting a multi faces or a polygon, extrude it. Whatever we are selecting, if we are selecting the vertex, we have the parameters of vertex here, that we have to remove the vertex or break the vertex, break the segments connectivity, or extrude the vertex or weld the vertex. We have to join the vertices. We have selected these polygons and then extrude it from settings. If we press the extrude button from here, then we can drag it into the viewport. If we press the extrude settings, then we can give the how much height we want to extract. Select the faces, then give the command extrude, extrude. Extrude have also group extrude or local normal or by polygon. By polygon separately it's going to be extrude, it's not connecting, but in group it's going to be in connecting. Okay. So everybody understand what is extrude modeling. We have to make sofa with the extrude modeling. Convert to the poly. And extract it. If I want to extract this height also, then select the polygons and then extrude it. It's not a sofa, it's a basic modeling of extrude modeling. It's a basic model of extrude modeling. If I want to give a roundness here, because it's not comfortable to sit, then press a edge, select a edge, then say loop, then say ring. According to ring, the all edges are going to select, then press connect command. a segment form here. If you want to put 2 edges or 4 edges, 5 edges, increase the segments from here. From the upside, I have to select the edges. Control and selection for multi selection. Here we select the edges and move it from the Z axis to give the roundness effect. As according to our requirements, we can put the edges on here. We have to give roundness here also. Edge, ring, then connect. On the last command, we have taken 2 edges, then the software is showing the last command of 2 edges by default takes 1 edge. And we have to select only these 2 edges. In the front view, we will see how much we are moving in. We have to make sofa with the extrude modeling. Convert to the poly. and extract it. If I want to extract this height also, then select the polygons and then extrude it. It's not a sofa, it's a basic modeling of extrude modeling. It's a basic model of extrude modeling. If I want to give a roundness here, because it's not comfortable to sit, then press a edge, select a edge, then say loop, then say ring. According to ring, the all edges are going to select, then press connect command. The segment form here, if you want to put 2 edges or 4 edges, 5 edges, increase the segments from here. From the upside, I have to select the edges. Control and selection for multi selection. Here we select the edges and move it from the Z axis to give the roundness effect. As according to our requirements, we can put the edges on here. We have to give roundness here also. Edge, ring, then connect. On the last command, we have taken 2 edges, then the software is showing the last command of 2 edges. By default takes 1 edge. and we have to select only these two edges. In the front view, we will see how much we are moving in y-axis. As we have done here, we have done here also. Select the edge and then say ring, then connect. See how much curve we have given here. It's going to be a same. I want to put smoothness here also and press a ring. For zoom in, for panning the window, for rotating I am using the alt and middle mouse button for rotating the object. If I want to pan the screen, then middle mouse button without pressing any key. This is for panning. Then see in top view how much we have to move. This is a modifier list and we have some modifiers. Here we have some modifier list. So we are putting smooth on this, turbo smooth on this. Press G for turbo smooth. It's going to be a smooth, and we see our want to see a render, then press our render. We want to delete a modifier, then press select a modifier and press a delete. We have to put some edges here to give us smoothness. And put turbo smooth. It's going to form a curve here. This is a basic model in the extrude modeling. Patiently we have to do a 3D work, then reset the max. We have done the extrude modeling, then come to poly modeling. As we discuss on this, what is extrude, and they both come in same. Poly modeling we convert in poly, and in poly modeling basically we are doing the organic model. We have a spline modeling also. So let's start with the spline modeling. As we discuss all the basic modeling, extrude modeling, poly modeling, and we have to done now spline modeling. In the standard primitive, we have the some solid shapes like box, cone, as we discuss on basic modeling or in extrude modeling or poly modeling. Here we have our shapes. In shapes panel, second one from the geometry, shapes panel we have the splines, that line, rectangle, circle, ellipse, arc, down, n-gon, star. Here we are the some hollow shapes. We can say the hollow shapes. We can customize it according to our needs. Take a line, whatever I have to make with the line, whatever design, then press. We start from here and make some. We make a some line, and if you press here, then software asks close spline or no. Yes, close spline. Select a move tool. Go to modify panel. Whatever we are doing, like in modeling, shading, or in animation, in the modify panel we have got the properties of the object. Select object and then press. We have a vertex here. We tweak the vertex and make a shape, and the vertex we have a handles. Adjust the handles to give a roundness effect or a corner effect. If I want a corner effect, the whole design is making in a roundness effect. If I want to put here a corner, then select a vertex and right click on a vertex. Here we have we by default it's going to be selected a brazier, and we have to select a corner. Then we have got a corner here. If I put a smooth here, then putting the smooth, we don't have the handles to control the vertex. In a brazier we have the handles. This is a hollow shape. If we do a render, we cannot see a spline on render. There is a blank screen. Select a object from the modify list. When we are doing a poly modeling, we put a turbo smooth. Here we have some modify list. You put extrude on this line or spline, to extract or fill the space of the shape, press E for extrude. It's going to be fill, and how much amount I want to extract this. Here is the amount, and again here is the segments. Basic modeling or spline modeling, everything we can convert into a poly modeling. Right click on the object and convert it to the poly. But once we convert into the poly, we lost this parameters, standard parameters. We cannot tweak the vertex. Say if I convert this into a poly, then poly vertex comes, poly parameters comes, edge, loop. In the spline modeling, we have reset the max. In the spline modeling, we have checked the line. We have a rectangle. Then fill the space. If we want to fill the space, then go to the modify list and put extrude on this. With the spline, if we want to make a frame, photo frame, take a move tool and rotate it. Right click on angle swap with the 90-degree angle and press the enter also. Rotate in the front view. Adjust the length width. Here we have our object rollout. Here we have our object rollout. Press it here and take here enable in render or enable in viewport. This is called a viewport, and to convert this into a JPG format, we do our render. Now it's going to be activate on render, enable in viewport. Then see, it's a radial. Here is selecting a radial. How much thickness we want of this frame. How much sides we want to give the smoothness. I want a 6 here. In the standard primitive or in a solid modeling, we have a plane here. To put it here, a plane. It's a plane. It's just like a paper. It don't have a height. select the color. This is AutoCAD ACPI palette. We have the AutoCAD colors here also. If we select the 3ds Max palette, by default it's on 3ds Max palette, and it's the 3ds Max color. If we render this, then we see the frame, and in the shading we can put the here image or a painting. We can just change the color from here, but in shading we can assign the textures also. What is texture? Texture is the color mixing of colors. In the spline, here we have a text. Press the text and press on screen. By default it's a max text, and go in the modify panel, and here is the max text. We can put select the thickness of this text. How much segments we want. We have here we have the fonts, Arial, scale down this text. This is for uniform scaling. If I scale it from pressing from the middle handles, if I move in the Y, it's going to be a non-uniform scaling. This is the radial effect. We can put the rectangular also here. Now it's going to be a rectangular form, or it's going to be in roundness form. This spline modeling, we have discussed about the line, rectangular, circle. Here we have a circle. According to our model requirement, we can manipulate the vertex and make the model. Here's the eclipse. This is the end of section 1, which is modeling part, and in the next section we will discuss about the shading part, which is our section 2.